How should communities handle data centers? Some here locally are looking at other Ohio cities to see what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, that idea got a little bit sticky in Hancock County with a planned meeting for some city council members. I-Team anchor Sean Haggerty live with that developing story tonight. Sean?
Yeah, Lee, I can tell you Findlay's mayor was trying to set up a meeting between her council members and the city of New Albany. It hit a snag, but what is happening near Columbus is still very relevant. New Albany, Ohio, a suburb of Columbus, is so familiar with data centers and their operations, they built this website to discuss how the city operates with them. In fact, they tout that the data centers have been there since 2010, and today 15 companies operate more than 40 of them. City leaders from Findlay were supposed to have a virtual meeting with New Albany officials to see how they operate them, lessons learned, and recommendations on questions to be asked. New Albany touts that they hold the data centers to strict standards for noise, water, air quality, and zoning. They say that is protecting the community's quality of life. But because of transparency concerns about what exactly would be discussed in that meeting, the city of Findlay has postponed the meeting, and they're sending people to New Albany's website. Mayor Christina Muryn says she still wants the lessons to be learned to see how others do it. She said in a statement, "I still do believe that council and the public are best served when members of council have opportunities to learn and prepare themselves to engage in thoughtful, informed discussions with the public." Now, there are not specific plans for a data center in Findlay. The mayor said the meeting was strictly a means for an informational session, Lee.